What's going on, everybody? On this episode of Great Starts Dog Training, we are going to be talking a little bit about how to teach our dogs to retrieve and why we would even want to teach them to retrieve. So here we have Kai, and Kai is a young, in this clip, probably about 8-month-old Labrador Retriever, and he is a natural retriever. Not just because it's in the name, but because of his enthusiasm and his desire and his need to go and retrieve those bumpers. And you can see that it's something he absolutely loves to do. It's a wonderful activity for him and his family to do together and spend that time outside. Teaching our dogs to retrieve is an excellent way to get them mentally and physically worked. But there's so much more we can do with it too, outside of the normal bringing the toy back. And this is Kai's brother, actually, Ollie, and he is just demonstrating here a little bit of an exercise in their garage where we want to ramp Ollie up to go and retrieve that bumper. And you just go back and forth in the garage. Coda here, as many of you have seen, loves to retrieve. If she could play fetch, she would play fetch all day long. Now, another reason why we want to teach our dogs to do this is we can use it in a plethora of different ways. You could see there that I had Coda on a place stay and I tossed the bumper out. So she had to use impulse control, all of that fun stuff, and wait for me to give her the cue to go and retrieve. And it's the exact same thing that's going on here. Coda is at a distance from me. I toss the bumper far away from her and she has to stay and wait until I give her the cue to go and retrieve the toy. So now that we've seen some of those demonstration videos, I'm sure you're wondering how the heck do we even get to that point? You know, it's great we can see other dogs retrieving, but I want my dog to retrieve. So what are you doing, Savannah? Calm down. We're getting there. Slow your horses. It'll be all right. We're going to go inside and we're going to demonstrate a little bit here with Yukon, Coda, maybe. And we're going to show you some of the exercises you can do inside today with your dog to help start to develop and build that retrieval drive. Okay, so here we are with Coda. Now, Coda already knows how to retrieve. She already loves to retrieve. That is not the point of what we're doing here. What we're doing is just to demonstrate what you can start to do with your dog today in your home. And again, the name of the game when it comes to teaching our dogs a new skill or something we want them to do, we have to up our enthusiasm. We have to make them feel that they are on top of the world. They're doing exactly what we want them to do so that they want to keep doing it. If we're not showing any sort of enthusiasm to our dog, they're going to fizzle out and they're not going to want to engage and they're not going to want to do the stuff that we would like them to do. Now, I know there are always going to be, dogs out there that are not going to have a huge retrieval drive. I understand that. There are other things that I'm sure they like to do, and I'm sure that we could do with them, so you can sort of apply this concept to those things. Right now, we're just focusing on the retrieving. So, we got Coda, we have our little hallway, and we got a ball. Oop. See if we can get it in focus here. Likes to look at Coda, which is great. She's beautiful. So what we're going to start off with, oh, she's really good. She's going to catch it. You're just going to toss the ball. You're just going to toss it. You're going to roll it. You're going to do whatever you got to do to get her from here down over there. And she already got the name of the game, right? Bring it back. Drop it. Mom's going to throw it again. And she gets to play this game over and over and over. And we just keep going. Now, if she was new and she did not understand the concepts of this, right? You might have to get the ball on the ground and get them moving and wiggling and make a big deal about it and then sneak it by them. And, when they're running down, you just go, oh, that's good, that's good, that's good. I love it, good puppy. And then when they come back, you're clapping your hands, you're smacking the floor, you're getting them excited. So you just keep doing this over and over. Little spurts at a time, don't do too much. But you're just throwing the ball down and back. And if they're like Coda, make sure there's a non-dangerous impact zone at the end because traction, on these floors isn't always the greatest. But you can see she is ready. She is good. She's like, yeah, let's do it, Mom. Throw that ball. I want to get it. And she's really fast too because this is her favorite thing to do. So what can we couple with teaching our dogs this, right? We said that there's a lot of skills that we can put into play with teaching them how to retrieve or play fetch. Biggest thing is drop it. right? She's got this ball in her mouth. I can't take it and throw the ball unless she drops it. So every time she comes over here, and she drops the ball, that's a perfect opportunity for us to say, oh, yes, good, drop it. Yes, good girl. But then another thing we can do is sit. Good girl. So she wants this toy, right? This ball, playing fetch, that is her reward. This is when we can shy away from using treats. This is what she wants. And she's going to listen to get what she wants, right? The reward is, oh yeah, you just sat. I love that. Here you go. Oh, got it past her. And now she gets to go and get it. Oh, it's a good girl. I make a big deal. She's got happy tail wags. Good. And she knows, okay, got to drop the ball so that mom will throw it again. And again, not every dog loves to play fetch, right? Not every dog's a huge fan. But that doesn't mean there isn't something out there that maybe they do like and we want to build up. But going back to the main point here, when we want to have our dogs learn and build this drive, find a space in your home that's relatively contained, right? I got walls on either side, there's the door down at the end, and I am at the opposite end. So there's really nowhere that she can go or your dog can go when they bring the toy back, because sometimes that's what'll happen is they'll go to get the toy and then they want to play keep away. We don't want them to develop that habit, right? We want them to know that, oh man, when you get it and you bring it back, I'm going to throw a party. That's a big deal. I love that. So that they want to do it more and more and more. But if they learn that if they get the ball and they run away, well, it might be more fun to them to just chew the ball. But we don't want them to start to do that. And if they are already doing that, this is a perfect exercise you can do as well to start to reinforce, no, when I throw the ball, bring it back to me. We're going to throw a party, and then I get to throw it again. And you see, she is ready. She's like, oh, I want that ball. But this is years and years and years of Coda developing this skill and just developing her love for playing fetch. It's her favorite thing to do. Okay, there we go. You feeling a little bit better now? So, it's not super complicated, right? It's not very time consuming. You can do that little game for a couple minutes at a time. The whole point is to have fun with your dog. If you're not having fun with your dog, they're not going to want to keep doing it. They're not going to want to go through with this. You got to have a good time, all right? And you need your dog to have a good time because we want this to be a fun activity. Dog training is supposed to be fun. There's not always the most glamorous parts of it, but it's supposed to be fun. And we can utilize, the reward of getting the ball, getting the toy to work on our sits, work on our downs. You can work on your stay, work on your place stay. All of those skills that, in a difficult environment or situation, we want our dog to really nail that. And the best way to do that is to practice and practice and practice and make the reward of them doing that huge. That's really what we want. So again, teaching our dog to retrieve, it might not be on everybody's bucket list, right? Not every dog is going to want to retrieve. Not every dog breed is going to be as intensely, driven to go and retrieve. But it's possible and you can do it. The number one thing is start small, start easy, make a big deal about every time your dog goes, gets that toy, and brings it back to you. All right? So hopefully you guys found something insightful or helpful with this video. Again, it's, I'm not a professional YouTuber. Bear with me. I just do the best that I can. And as with everything in dog training, there are always going to be numerous suggestions, numerous ways that trainers say you have to do this, or if you don't do this, you're horrible, or if you do it this way, you're terrible. Listen, the point of the matter is work with your dog, build that relationship with your dog, have fun with your dog, and make sure your dog's having fun with you, okay? We want to enjoy our time with our dogs, and training is the best way we can do that. And, if you try one thing and it doesn't work, there's a number of other ways to try it. So I hope you guys like this video, and I hope you are able to start implementing some of, the introductions to fetch and retrieving as you go throughout your week this week. And we'll catch you back here on the next one.